Hey there! Today, I would like to share with you an overview of the criticisms often raised against the 1987 Philippine Constitution, a document born from the country's return to democracy after the Marcos regime, yet one that continues to face calls for reform due to its perceived structural and practical limitations. The 1987 Philippine Constitution, crafted in the aftermath of the Marcos dictatorship, is widely praised for restoring democracy and embedding strong safeguards for human rights. However, it has also faced persistent criticisms over the years. One of the most common concerns is that it is overly detailed and restrictive, embedding specific provisions, particularly on economic policy, that could have been left to ordinary legislation. This rigidity makes the Charter difficult to amend, leaving the country less adaptable to changing economic and political realities. For instance, its protectionist clauses, such as the 60-40 foreign ownership rule, were intended to safeguard national resources, but are now often seen as barriers to foreign investment and economic competitiveness. Critics argue that these provisions, while rooted in nationalism, may inadvertently hinder job creation and modernization. Politically, the Constitution retains a presidential system with fixed terms, which some believe encourages short-term policymaking and fosters personality-based politics rather than strong party platforms. Weak political party systems and rampant turncoatism reflect this structural flaw. Although it empowers local governments through decentralization, the capacity of local units varies widely, leading to regional inequality and reinforcing the grip of political dynasties. Notably, while the Constitution prohibits political dynasties, as may be defined by law, no enabling legislation has ever been passed, allowing entrenched families to dominate both national and local politics. Moreover, the broad powers granted to the Supreme Court for judicial review sometimes lead to accusations of judicial overreach, especially when political disputes are settled in the courts rather than through political negotiation. In terms of governance and security, the strong Bill of Rights is essential for democracy, yet law enforcement agencies sometimes see it as an obstacle to swift justice and crime control. Ambiguities in national security provisions, such as restrictions on foreign military presence, also create challenges in responding to evolving geopolitical threats. These issues have fueled repeated calls for charter change, or cha-cha, with reform advocates pushing to modernize economic provisions and strengthen political institutions. However, deep public distrust in politicians means that constitutional reform is often met with suspicion, as many fear it could be used to extend political terms or concentrate power, rather than genuinely address the country's needs. In the end, while the 1987 Constitution stands as a landmark of restored democracy, its structural rigidities and political loopholes continue to spark debate on whether it remains fully equipped to guide the Philippines in the 21st century.